who inspired the character of Agnes Van Rhijn, played by Christine Baranski. We know that the show's writer, Julian Fellowes, who also wrote Downton Abbey, fashioned the Dowager Countess of Grantham after a great-aunt of his that fit the Dowager's tyrannical personality. But what about Ada, along with her son Oscar and now, her newly arrived orphan niece, Marian? So who were the Livingstons of Livingston Manor? The Livingstons of Livingston Manor can trace their roots back to nobility in Scotland, starting with Alexander Livingston, 5th Lord Livingston of Calendar, Stirling, Scotland. Actually, there were a few lords before him, but the records of his lineage are not very detailed, so I went with the 5th Lord as a starting point. What we know is that Alexander Livingston was a commander of the Scottish forces against England in 1522. He served as an extraordinary Lord of Session in 1542 and as one of the 8 Lord Keepers of Mary, Queen of Scots, in her infancy. Lord Livingston became joint custodian of the Queen Mary in about 1543. He was paid £813 for keeping the infant queen in Linlithgow Palace before she moved to Stirling Castle in July 1543, where he was also her keeper. He served as Privy Councillor in 1545. When Queen Mary went to France in 1548 following her betrothal to the young King of France, Francis II, Livingston accompanied her and remained there until his death in 1553. All of which means that he served and had close association with the Queen of Scotland. He married twice, both times with women who were daughters of men with the rank of earlship, and bred 8 children into nobility. Now fast forward to the Livingstons in America. The Livingston lineage in America begins with Robert Livingston the Elder, who hailed from Scotland but grew up in Holland when his father was exiled there for his religious beliefs. During his time in Holland, Robert became fluent in the Dutch language, which helped him greatly in his later career in New York and New Jersey, both part of the former Dutch colony of New Netherland. In 1673, Robert Livingston sailed for Boston to find his fortune in North America, where he landed in Albany, New York, to become wealthy from the fur trade. He then obtained a patent to 160,000 acres along the Hudson that would become Livingston Manor, spanning 2 counties in the state of New York. In 1686, Robert and his brother-in-law Peter Schuyler persuaded the governor of New York to grant Albany a municipal charter like that awarded to New York City a few months earlier. Appointed as clerk of the city and county of Albany, Livingston collected a fee for each legal document registered. With Peter Schuyler, he led the opposition in Albany to Leisler's rebellion, which threatened royal rule of New Netherland. He served as Secretary for Indian Affairs from 1695 until his death. He was elected repeatedly to the New York Provincial Assembly, serving from 1709 to 1711 and 1716 to 1725. He was elected Speaker in 1718. According to one historian's account, Robert Livingston valued public life primarily as a source of private profits. Livingston's generation looked upon politics as a business. Even today, we know of the Livingston family as a prominent New York family whose descendants include Presidents of the United States George H. W. Bush and George W. Bush, First Lady of the United States Eleanor Roosevelt, suffragist Elizabeth Cady Stanton, Congressman Bob Livingston of Louisiana, much of the wealthy Astor family, New York Governor Hamilton Fish, actor Montgomery Clift, and actress Jane Wyatt. And what about the Brook side of the family? Well, there just wasn't much I could find on that. I am guessing that the Brook side of the family is referenced in this scene where Ada has lost her little dog Pumpkin and Agnes tells Ada, "You survived a civil war, yet you collapse because a lapdog is missing? Pull yourself together, for heaven's sake. You are a soldier's daughter. Taking this tidbit of information, I searched for anyone with the surname of Brook in the Civil War but came up short. If you have any ideas about the ancestry of Agnes Van Rhijn or who the character of Agnes might be based upon, please leave a comment below this video and let us all know your thoughts on this topic. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos on the many fabulous, fierce, and feisty women in history.